I recently found a box of old family photos that I've been going through and digitally saving, but the quality of some of them could use a bit of enhancing. So I've been playing around with different photo editing software to see which would be the best at giving my old photos a bit of clarity. And so far, Let's Enhance has been the perfect one for the job. I'll explain why I use Let's Enhance and how you can get started with it as well. So here we are. I already uploaded a photo of myself with two different edits on it. Man, looks like it's Christmas in 1995 again. So on this first edit, you can see a clear difference in resolution. Letters are easier to read and it's just less blurry in general. And if we look at the top here, it shows all the filters that I used. I used the Prime Upscale filter with 30% AI. Now you can scale the AI down or take it off completely. I just want to show you some examples of what it can do. We can also see there's more definition on the teddy bear on my shirt. And if we look over here at the tree ornaments, they're also more defined than the original photo. The background remover also seems to work really well. Now a lot of image enhancing tools I've used get it wrong more often than not. And when you try to remove a background, it ends up clipping out a body part, or it leaves bits and pieces of the background in, but so far this has gotten it right every time I've used it. And it doesn't just remove the background, but it enhances the definition and quality of your photo as well. I really like this because I previously had to use two separate programs for this, and they often had worse results. If you want to generate your own photos from scratch, hop over here to Generator. And as you can see, the selection to choose from has a really wide variety of styles. Each image type here has different options and filters to choose from within it under the advanced options. Now let's say I want a cat in a cowboy hat. I'm going to use some different filters on this to give you an example of how it generates prompts. And also you can generate images for free just to test it out, but you are going to have to spend 1 credit to claim the photo without watermarks on it. For the first image I'm generating, I selected photo plus Polaroid to give it a more vintage look with cinematic lighting. Now let's try street photo instead of Polaroid style to see what it comes up with. The images it generates are right on the money. This is exactly what you'd expect if you were looking for a cat in a cowboy hat in the middle of the street, right? So I found one I really like here, and now we're going to animate it into a video. Under presets, I'm going to choose universal to give it a more natural movement, and we can also decide how we want the camera to move. I'm going to see how the orbit option looks in slow motion. Now let's add some movement to this photo of me playing soccer in the living room. That's impressive. The camera is a little shaky in this one, so let's try it again but with a tweak. Perfect. This looks great. Well, except for the other half of that TV back there that AI thought was a shelf. And here's one of me making a complete mess of myself with chocolate pudding. You can probably tell I used the portrait smile filter in this one. It's not my smile, but it still looks good. Anyways, you get the idea. And just like the images, you can also upload videos to upscale. The credit cost on that is determined by what settings you use. If you decide to turn the AI up to 100%, it will bring clarity to the image, but also alter reality a little bit by doing so. This is an example of that. I cranked artificial intelligence all the way up to 100% for this, and although it really polishes things up, it also changed my face and my hair a little bit. Everything else looks great though, so just keep that in mind when editing images. I personally like to keep the AI intensity between 0 and 30, usually around the 20 and 30 area, but that just works best for what I'm using it for. Now let's take a look at the pricing. There's a wide variety of subscription offers. The starter offer here is $12 a month or $9 a month if you buy the annual plan. I pay more monthly for Canva just to make my thumbnails for YouTube, so I personally don't mind the $9 a month. This is what I'm using right now. It comes with 100 credits and everything I need to restore my family photos. But let's say 100 credits a month just isn't going to be enough for what you need to do. This is where the Pro option comes into play with 300 credits a month and a longer storage time and upscaling upgrades from 256 megapixels to 350. Now for $34 a month, you can get a max membership with 500 credits a month and the upscaling upgrades to 512 pixels. And the good news is, if you don't use up all your month's credits, they do roll over so you don't lose them. If you're a business owner, there are more memberships available with more credits and features, however, the monthly credits do not roll over. If you just want to test it out but don't feel like committing to a membership yet, you can purchase one-time bundles under the Pay-As-You-Go tab. Your options are going to be more limited here, but it should give you a pretty good idea of how it works and if it's a good fit for your brand or not. And if you don't feel like committing to that but still want to test the software out, you can also receive 10 free credits for creating an account with my link in the description box below. That should give you 10 free images. I really like using this to turn old photos of family members into videos and then sending it to them. It's a great surprise. Now, I've made a lot of instructional and how-to videos on this channel. However, this is the first company I've actually collaborated with, simply because I actually like and use their product myself. Yeah, I've rejected a ton of collaboration offers simply because they look like a scam, they're unethical, or I just don't find them useful. But so far, I am having a lot of fun with this software, especially the image to video part. Now, I'll be making more tutorial videos on Let's Enhance in the future, so if you like this content, hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date with future videos like this one. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.